a quick overview of the various services that Google use. These are the main ones. They do loads of stuff. You know, if you ever look at Google Labs, the list of things that they do is amazing. These are the ones that are most probably commercially relevant. So there is AdWords, text ads. About 70% of their revenue as a company comes from AdWords. So it's a big beast for them. That's why they put a lot of effort into it. Not just those. There's also the text ads. There's also placements. Where you choose or you try and specify where you want your text ads to appear. Other people, some websites, so for example, YouTube is one of theirs. You can say, I want my text ads to appear on YouTube, for example. That's how placements work. There's remarketing, where that's more of a display advertising. You get to show pictures of people who have already been to your website. You then try and follow them around the web to make them come back again. I don't know about you. It's a really creepy experience. I tell my clients, don't do it. Don't get much return from it. We never see any good data. It just makes people feel this is weird. I don't like it. You can also do video advertising. They're making video advertising a lot better. So if you want to do on YouTube, a lot of the channels, the people who own channels, they make their money from advertising on there. Not just the text ads, but you can do a pre-ad on there as well. And they're making it accessible to your average advertiser. One of the big successes of Google, unlike the old media companies, the television channels, they used to get 80–90% of their revenue from big companies. Whereas it's the other way around with these guys. Google are set up so that they want every business to spend 100 quid with them, because then they can buy lots of aeroplanes. They'd be very happy. And that's why their system is so good and so profitable, because anyone can get into it, unlike something like television advertising. Merchant Center. Well, Merchant Center is a way of processing data of the products you sell and pushing it into AdWords, and you see it appear in the shopping section. So whenever you do a search and you see lots of pictures of stuff for sale, that's the shopping stuff. Used to be free about 2 years ago. Was it 3 years ago? It became a paid model as well. Again, because it got a lot better, and then it went to paid. What did Merchant Center used to be called? Used to be called shopping.
Google Shopping used to be called.
So the section is still called shopping. So on the tab you've got web, images, and shopping. So that section is it. Merchant Center is what processes the data. It's actually really good. Some of my clients, if you've got a client that sells a product online, you get a much better return on this than you do on anything else. It's fantastic. The competition is lower for a start, because not everyone is set up to push their products into there, and people tend to buy that more than they buy that. So it's really useful.
They can see a picture. They can see a picture and a price.
You need to have an e-commerce site to be able to get stuff into there, but a lot of e-commerce sites still don't push their products into there, because you have to produce a structured XML feed, data that Google can read and pull out. What's the title, the image, the price, what sector are you in, and it's just a bit of hassle. And that's why not everyone is in there. So competition by default is lower in there than it is in there.
Your typical bedroom developers, shall we say, rather than agencies, won't understand how to configure the data, the XML file, so they won't do it. But it may be that group of people are still producing a lot of small e-commerce websites. So it's only when a medium to larger e-com site is created, do you consider, okay, are we going to get onto Merchant Center? Let's make sure that the XML feed is structured correctly.
A lot of e-commerce, I struggle to get these to get a return on investment, or rather pounds spent per pounds accrued through per pound spend of about 3 to 1. That's about as good as you can get, and that's often not profitable on AdWords. But this, I've got some that sell 12 to 1, 10 to 1, so you get 12 quid in for every quid you spend on AdWords, and that is profitable. So it's very useful. It does, as far as Google are concerned, it doesn't grow them any revenue. It mostly cannibalizes from here. But they have it there to fight with eBay and to fight with Amazon, so you don't go there, you buy directly from the Google page.
It's a matter of principle, isn't it?
What have we got next? So Google My Business, that's where the maps come from. That's where map listings come from. Used to be called Google Places, used to be called Google Local. It's called lots of different things. It's currently called My Business. A lot of times, if you've got a business and you haven't set it up, Google will have scraped data either from Thomson Local or Yell and created a listing for you. It probably won't be very good, so then you have to go in and claim it. And you claim it by, if they've already got your listing, they'll phone you up, auto dial it to get a PIN number just to prove you are there. Or if you're a new business, they'll want to send you a postcard to the address that you specify. Now they're making it difficult for anyone who works in a business centre because they only allow one listing per address, and they will turn off your listing at the moment. I don't think it's a good idea. You can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to stop people spamming, but it makes it difficult.
So like 3A's representation here wouldn't be able to do it. Make it very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Because there's loads of people in this block.
One thing I've also noticed is that you can get in touch with people at Google Help on chat there. It clearly means they're spending money with it, which means they're going to send it to paid at some point.
So this is free as places.
It's free. It's free. Yeah, they recently turned it to a 3-pack, what they call the local 3-pack. It used to be 7 or so deep, but it is a way to jump ahead of non-paid search listings. It is useful. It's now running off. So what gets you in there is closer to the old school SEO of popularity. What kind of popularity has your website got? It used to be too factored in on how close you are to an area. So if you typed in something XYZ Hinckley, a baker's in Hinckley, it would put up the ones that are closest to the centre, rather than the one that was showing other signs of being a quality baker's.
So I might have missed this. I'm going to look really stupid now. I'll say it.
Let's see.
Where does it get this? How does it get this data? So how does it set up a template that's rubbish that you then go in and alter? Where does it get this data from?
Google either gets the data itself, so it scrapes data from Yell and Thomson Local.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. Or because when you go into the first screen, it says what's your telephone number or your business name, and you put it in, and it either says, is this one of yours? Yeah. Or no, we can't find it. Please enter your data in. So it takes down one of those two routes.
When we first set ours up, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, the address that it returned was 2 offices' addresses old. It had returned it from my flat in Watford from 2002.
Yeah.
Good old Thomson Local.
Yeah. Yes. And the final one, it's not really like a search tool, but it's the Webmaster Tools. Don't even have a logo for it, so the Search Console. But it's very useful to find problems. I don't use it much as a proactive thing, but certainly as a reactive thing, to find problems with a website. It's really useful for relaunches. Google will really whack any site of any size that relaunches. So if you end up changing a lot of your URLs, then it will often disappear out of search for a while. Because Google doesn't like lots of errors on a website. And if you haven't relaunched properly and redirected all the old pages, it will you return lots of errors. Google thinks I can't trust you anymore, so it disappears you out of the search listings. But you may think, oh, I know the 20 or 30 pages I've got on a website, I'll redirect those. But for whatever reason, they might have found another 60 or 70, just different versions or using query parameters on URLs. So report all the not found site pages. So you need to squish those, and then usually you'll come back into the listings. But it's useful for reacting to stuff. They're the best tools at Google on a commercial point of view at the moment.